I just opened my eyes. Welcome, the optimistic one, and whoever else is in the chat right now. We will be starting shortly. We are listening to 432 hertz. This is monatomic music, okay? This one is specifically designed to balance the sacral chakra and everything associated with it, okay? So I'm drinking some limeade that I made with key limes. It's really good. Okay. But so I was meditating. I didn't really quite, I was going to, I usually start at 5 minutes, but since I looked up and there's already people in the chat, I'm going to go ahead and start because I was thinking, like, I don't know why the thought came to my mind about the time of change, which is what we're in right now. And, you guys know I've talked about having the dream about this time that we're in right now. Had the dream about it over 20 years ago, and I called it the time of change. And the thought just came into my mind, like the time of change is the time of transmutation, which is the same thing. But for some reason, I know the reason, you know what I'm saying? We need to see this as the time of transmutation. Okay. So it's, on one level, there's a spiritual warfare, that has broken out, I've talked about it a lot and how, the battlefield is the human mind. And this is true. But, I've also talked about Psalm 91 and how, for the people who have fear, of any sort, or who may be looking at what they see happening around them, I encourage you to read Psalm 91, which basically is, written for this time. As far as letting you know that no matter what you see going on around you, you know what I'm saying? If you're righteous in your heart, then, thousands may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Okay? You're just witnessing the punishment of the wicked because the world right now is under judgment, in case you haven't noticed. Okay? So that doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. Okay, the question is, what energy have you been putting out? Because, that's exactly what you're getting back. Shout out to the people who didn't believe in karma. Okay, that's what's happening to you right now. Okay, it is absolutely impossible to get out of the loop
of your own energy. And I guess because the energy moves in like a figure eight, they don't understand that if you unwind that figure eight, just kind of untwisted, it's a circle, okay, a loop that you cannot get out of. So, it's impossible to think that, your own energy is not going to come back to you. So when you have the wisdom of the law, then you learn how to use it correctly. This requires discipline on many levels, okay? But I wanted to remind people, again, regardless of what the grand illusion may be presenting to you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper if you remain blameless in the situation, okay? And so it's important. I'm not saying, I'm not speaking in this as far as like being weak and allowing yourself to be abused in any way, but I'm saying, I'm trying to show you how the law, how to operate under the law, where you will be, the victor in everything. So, I started this particular series off by saying, the beginning of wisdom is fear of the law. Okay. And, you have to know the law and how to operate within it. And so if you understand that if you remain blameless, okay, sending out only loving intentions, okay, towards other people, that in itself creates an aura of protection, okay, for the sender. So if you don't understand the law and how to operate in it, then you're out here fighting with people that, who don't even have any power. Okay. So in Matthew 5, verse 39, Yeshua told us not to resist evil. Okay. So I want to talk about that a little bit, because this kind of talks about, this is how we're going to take away the power from the quote unquote devil. Okay. He talks about not resisting evil. This is the turn the other cheek scripture in the New Testament. Okay. And so, a lot of people talk about, how they can't do that. They would never do that, turn the other cheek. If someone hits you or does something to you, I'm not going to do anything back. Turn the other cheek, basically, and allow them to even do it to the other cheek. Okay. So, again, this scripture is not about accepting abuse in any form, but it's about knowing that basically the belief in two powers isn't even real. Okay. It's about seeing through the illusion of the quote unquote devil even having any power to begin with. Okay. It was, just like when I walked up to the devil in my, as a child in the hallway, and he literally disappeared. Okay. Or it's just like, you can liken this unto, going no contact with a narcissist. Okay. Or not responding when a narcissist is trying to gaslight you, when they're trying to trigger you into a certain reaction, a certain emotion, when they think they know exactly how to push your buttons. Okay. You can completely disarm them by not reacting. Okay. So this requires emotional discipline in knowing how to absolutely control your emotions, because your emotions are the toy, okay, that the narcissist is playing with. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So Yeshua knew that God's power was sovereign. Okay. And so when you entertain lower vibrational entities and energies and thought forms, which, is all, that's all that the devil is a lower vibrational thought form. Okay. You are the one who makes it real with the power of your own mind. You don't even understand how your power is being usurped by something. It is being, intercepted. You know what I'm saying? It's literally being sucked up and used by the enemy due to your lack of knowledge. Okay. So when you know that you're the one giving it power by literally by sinking to its level, by responding, then you learn how to not respond. Okay, anyone who's ever been the one who got away from a narc, okay, it was, I remember a narcissist was trying, at the end of my relationship, my narc was trying, it was basically, it was after the relationship was over. And he was trying to say things to trigger me and trying to, triangulate. I don't know if the female was imaginary or she was real. I really didn't care. You know what I'm saying? But he tried to triangulate by mentioning some other woman. And that was basically what caused me to cut him off. Okay. Because he didn't know who I was. Okay, so, once I had you basically confessed that you've been cheating. Now I know for sure. Okay, I didn't even have to ask or accuse you. You basically said it. So whether it's true or not, that was where he got cut off at. But he tried it, right? Tried to triangulate and tell me about how some other woman will do anything for him. So I decided to allow her to do just that. Okay. And I removed myself from the entire situation. So, but I remember him saying things that he expected me to react in a certain way. You know what I'm saying? He expected to, he thought I was ordinary. You know what I'm saying? Like the karmics that he probably was dealing with, right? So a karmic is usually very insecure, okay? And so they react like, with jealousy. They want to know who he's talking to. They want to look through your phone. They want to know where you've been. They want to know why it took you so long to get home. See, I ain't got time for that. Okay. I was born an empress. I know my value. I know my worth. I've never wanted to look through a man's phone, or if I need to do all that, I don't even need to be with you. I need for there to be trust. And if there's not, then I don't mind being single. Okay. Because I love me. Okay. And so I wasn't about to do all of that. And so, but when a person is low vibrating, such as a narc, they love when other people fight over them. I mean, look at people like Nature Boy. Okay. For example, he literally, would stage fights between his women. He triangulates them against one another, so, in order to get them to fight over him. This is all to feed his ego. Okay. And so when you disengage from the entire, which is what I did, removed myself from the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? You literally disarm the narcissist. Okay. So because they're feeding off of your reaction, it's energy in motion. It's what they're eating off of your, they have to provoke you into an energy of, anger, sadness, anxiety, all of the darkness that they are made of. Okay, so they can't accept the fruits of the spirit from you, which would be love, joy, happiness, peace. They can't accept all of those things. They can't accept the truth from you. They have to provoke you into giving them more of what they already consist of. That's the only way they can eat off of you. Okay, they are energy vampires. And so if you decide to, once you are strong enough to realize what's going on, and you decide I'm no longer going to respond, because like I said, my narc was trying to say things to get me to respond in a certain way. And I just simply disengaged. I stopped responding altogether, for one, because the things that you're saying ain't even based in truth. So I'm no longer going down this road of insanity with you arguing about something that's not even real. It's an illusion. You are sitting here lying. Okay, you're making up stuff and I'm going to argue about it. No, you're not. I'm getting off this cycle, okay, of hypnotic rhythm. And you go ahead and you have fun with you and your karmics. Okay. And so he was shocked, because he was saying, well, why are you not responding to me? Because I'm no longer responding to anything that's not real in my world. It's not the truth. And you are absolutely insane. Okay. So when you disengage, you cease to feed the narcs. Okay. So don't feed the narcs, because they're literally eating off of your energy when they provoke you into these. This is why they start arguments. This is why they lie on you. This is why they gaslight. This is why they triangulate. Okay. In order to provoke you into a specific energy signature that they can consume. They can't consume light, which is why you're not allowed to be happy around them. You will never be happy. around a narcissist. They can't eat off you if you're happy. They have to provoke you into something lower so they can eat. Okay? All you are is food supply. Okay? But don't feed the narcs means to disengage. Do not engage. Okay? Because the narcissist is insane. Okay? And basically they don't have any power, and you know this. You have the power. You have the light. You have the light within you. And so when you know that you're the one giving it its power, by sinking to its level, by responding, then you learn how to not respond. It'll be worth it to you to learn to control your emotions, because if you don't, then the narcissist is the one controlling your emotions. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. So in the book of Genesis, Adam and Eve were cast out of out of heaven, okay, cast out of the Garden of Eden, okay, which is a state of mind. Basically, heaven and hell are states of mind, okay, which then produce a state of being, okay. So heaven is a state of mind, okay, and so they were cast out because they had supposedly eaten from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Okay, this is how the story goes. And so because they had eaten of this tree of the knowledge of good and evil, they were casted out of quote unquote heaven, which is a state of mind. So if heaven is a state of mind, how would one be casted out of that state of mind? Okay, think about it. Because I submit to you the idea that the tree that they actually were eating from was Maya, the illusion, the tree of illusion. Okay? And this is how Adam and Eve fell into this deep sleep, where they were caught up in this illusion of separation from God. Okay? And this is still the current human condition today for 95% of people in 3D up until now, which we are calling the Great Awakening from this deep sleep. Okay? Up until now, the consensus among most people has been, and people still, some, like I said, most people still are saying, that history repeats itself. So is this not hypnotic rhythm? Okay, that is hypnotic rhythm, okay, going around in circles. The Great Awakening is us waking up from this illusion, getting off of the cycle or breaking the cycle, okay? A lot of people are doing things like breaking generational curses at this time, which is why we've been going through doing all of this inner child work and shadow work, and you know what I'm saying, just healing the deepest of wounds. When I was ghosted, it didn't just trigger, a pain that, was from this lifetime. It triggered the deepest wounds from within my bloodline. Okay, generational things that I needed to heal within my bloodline. Okay, so it was deeper than anyone who has an experience would be able to fathom. So how do we break the cycle of hypnotic rhythm? Is to, first of all, remember the three parts of the mind: the subconscious, the conscious, and the superconscious. The subconscious, again, carries out without bias the commands given to it by the conscious mind, which is dreaming. Okay, that's the part that's asleep. Okay, so, but the superconscious mind is always woke. So imagine that. The subconscious is carrying out the commands given to it by the conscious mind, which in 95% of people is lost in Maya, in the illusion. But see, I'm about to unravel this for y'all, okay? Because I am the unraveler. The superconscious is always woke, omniscient, knows everything, stands outside of time and space, in which the conscious mind is stuck. Okay, the time and space that the conscious mind is stuck in, is the matrix. Now, we talked about, when I broke down the word experience the other day and talked about how the things that we experience in outer reality is the outpicturing of what is going on within. The word literally means outward picturing of what's within our minds. So if our conscious mind is sleeping, then who or what is commanding the subconscious mind? Because the subconscious mind, takes its orders from the conscious mind. So if the conscious mind is sleeping, drifting, then what is giving the commands to the subconscious mind? It would be the social media, it would be the TV, it would be the news, the music, and whatever else that you're, that you're zoning out on, okay? The things that you zone out on or that you're listening to, while you're doing it or whatever it is, those are the things that are giving the commandments to your subconscious mind. And so this is why you get some of the things you want and some of the things you don't, some of the things that you love and some of the things that you fear, because your mind is unguarded. And just, anytime it's drifting, you on social media, looking at body parts and looking at, whatever it is that people do. Okay. Watching porn and watching scary movies and, just whatever low vibratory, watching strippers, just doing whatever. Not saying that there's a time and place for everything under the sun. Okay. But everything must be balanced. And it's absolutely not, in this realm. So, you know what I'm saying? So basically the human race, as far as, drifting and being controlled by, the television, the social media, like I said, whatever they're telling you on the news, you believe that that's true. This is how you got locked into Maya, the illusion, the matrix. The human race has been in what we call a psychoma, a deep sleep, or a hypnotic rhythm, which is a repetitive cycle of the same self-destructive behavior. Now, hypnotic rhythm can be used to train yourself to do positive things too, as a second nature. You can also use hypnotic rhythm to train your mind, your subconscious, or program your subconscious mind to create the things that you do want. Okay. So this is what I do. If anyone has ever gotten a treatment from me, okay, that's what your treatment is doing. Okay. It's basically, because we have to go into the depths of our thoughts and our minds, the limbic regions. The shadow work is basically confronting all of those things that we, for whatever reason, we tuck them into the shadows because maybe we weren't able to deal with it at the time. It was too painful. It was overwhelming. It was whatever it was. It's in the shadows, right? But now it's time to face that. And when it's time to face it, it's just like when I had to walk up to the devil that kept taunting me from the end of the hall. You know what I'm saying? I was not going to keep, it was a repetitive dream that I would have. It wasn't even a dream. It was just a repetitive situation that would happen. And I was just tired. So I decided I was going to break that cycle. Okay. So how do we break the cycle of being, having our subconscious mind being programmed by what we're watching on the TV, by what we're looking at on social media, by what we're being spoon fed, by something outside of ourselves? How do we break that cycle? First of all, by refusing to be a drifter. Okay. Taking back the power of your own thoughts. You can choose the quality of what the music that you listen to, the whatever it is that you're feeding into your mind, it's absolutely your own decision what you keep and what you don't. Okay, and what you feed your mind. So first of all, taking back the power of your own thoughts, thinking about what you're thinking about, checking yourself thought to thought. And if, there's these negative thoughts that have been repeating over and over in your mind, then, replace it with something better. Every time it comes back up, replace it with something better. Until you have reprogrammed that negative thought into something better. Okay, this is how you transmute the thought. Refusing to be a drifter, but taking back your own, the power of your own thoughts. Refusing to believe in the illusion. Okay, and turning the other cheek. Okay, waving the wand of your spoken words over that which you wish to breathe life into. Okay, because the power of life and death is in the tongue. So being very conscious of what you're saying, okay, and the quality of it, and why am I saying this, and whom am I serving with this quality of energy? Because at the end of the day, there's only one power, okay? There's only one power. So if you're not moving in the power of God, you're moving in the power of the enemy and don't know it. Okay, like the people in my dream who were possessed and didn't know it. Yeah. If you're not, working for the Most High, you're working for the enemy, period. So turning the other cheek is basically refusing to engage in the illusion, but rising above it, okay? Moving above the influence of the illusion. Using the power of the spoken word while also practicing the law of non-resistance, which was a lesson or two back, okay, a couple of videos ago. You can literally change anything that's dark into light, okay? You can change the darkness into light. Okay, this is the law of transmutation. Okay, the law of transmutation founded on the law of non-resistance. So if you didn't understand the way that I broke down the law of non-resistance, it's a couple of lessons back. Okay, but the law of transmutation founded on the law of non-resistance, which simply denies the illusion by not feeding into it or even acknowledging it, and using the spoken word to proclaim what you know to be the truth. Because the devil is a lie. We all know this. The devil is a lie. Anybody that knows a narcissist, okay, all they do is lie. They are the devil's children, unfortunately. So use the spoken word to proclaim out loud so that you hear it, what you know to be the truth. Because the devil is always whispering in your ear, in your mind, with all these negative thoughts and criticisms and fears and anxieties. So speak your spoken word out loud and understand that the power of life and death is in the tongue, and proclaim what you know to be the truth. The devil is a lie, and so is his power. The devil has no power. God is God alone, okay? And his power is sovereign. This is why in the Lord's Prayer it says, "For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory." For thine is the kingdom means for yours, God, is the kingdom and the power and the glory. Okay, forever and ever, from Alpha to Omega, period. Ain't nobody else got no power. Okay, but when you internalize God, okay, when you internalize God, then you understand that the power is within you. Quit allowing people to take your power and use it for their own demonic purposes. Quit being possessed and don't know it. Think about what you're thinking about. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. I said what I said. The devil is a lie, and so is his power. If you're going to call God God, why would he be anything less than sovereign? Which means that for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory from Alpha to Omega. Period. And when you acknowledge that, then you disarm the devil. So the law of transmutation founded on the law of non-resistance, which again simply denies the whole illusion of Maya and what the devil and his lies have built by not feeding into it, by not acknowledging it, by disengaging, and then using the power of your spoken word, which is your wand in the higher realms, to proclaim what you know, what you believe. If you believe the promises of God, if you believe what God is telling you, proclaim that out loud with your spoken word. And this is how you disarm the devil. Okay? So it's 3:03 a.m. Again, we have been listening to 423 hertz monatomic music. This one particularly is designed to stabilize you in your sacral chakra. Okay, so I appreciate the 4 people and the people who came in the bushes and those who will hear this on the playback. Okay, I do appreciate you spending this time and space with me. I do hope that you heed the word that has come through. Okay, blessings for your journeys going forward. And I'm sending you all love, light, and abundant blessings.